That's literally my only ambush question. But I'm willing to bet you were already aware of it.
Yes.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, this is exciting.
I do love my interviews. I just want to.
I found out about you through so I was doing a commission for another VTuber, and um I obviously, with my clients, I like to like check them out and like see what they're doing. And then I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's an interviewer." She interviews VTubers, and I've been watching your videos for like about a month now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, I actually planned on submitting like an application for your like interview show um a lot sooner, but then I kind of just wanted to wait because I wasn't sure if I could like do it or not. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try.
Honestly, I'm glad you did. There we go. Swap it over to the proper um, panel. And honestly, this my interview shows, I do kind of focus, or I have kind of had a focus of talking with VTubers, but that's mostly just because that's the majority of people who I've been interacting with. I am more than happy to interview artists or musicians, riggers, all that stuff. I just haven't really had much contact with people that have done that too much.
That's awesome.
So, would you like to introduce yourself to everybody? Name, pronouns, that kind of thing? Or
Hmm.
how you like to be referred? You don't have to give your proper name.
Yeah. So my name's Mary. I go by Mary or Nanahyaku7 on YouTube and Twitter. I also have a Twitch that I stream on, but recently I've been really wanting to focus more on like YouTube and short form content. My pronouns are she, her.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I will definitely want a link to your platforms so I can also put that in the video when that goes live.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, you said you were on wanting to get into YouTube and Twitch. Is there
Um,
other platforms you're wanting to get into?
I've been using Twitch. Technically I've been like VTubing for, well, technically about 4 years, 3 years.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, I rebranded recently, and I never, I guess, took it seriously. And I'm kind of just focusing more on like creating things that I want to see rather than, I guess, trying to grow my online presence, which has just kind of been like my motto, or I guess philosophy for this. It's just me wanting to make things that I enjoy, and if anybody else enjoys them, then that would be nice.
Yeah, that's essentially what led to or that mindset is what led to my current content path with all my commentary I've been doing about VTubers lately.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that stuff, or like putting out that kind of content, is what will give you that organic growth, which is what everybody does want in the end, isn't it? So you go by Mary. Do you go by any other nicknames?
Just Mary or like Nana Hyaku 7 or just like Nana.
Okay, Nana Hyaku, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yay. Do you happen to have a catchphrase?
Not really, no.
Not everybody does. I
Mhm.
loosely have one myself, but I don't even use it every stream, honestly.
Yeah. I use a lot of
Mhm.
like I guess Southern sayings in my streams and stuff, but I don't have like a designated catchphrase.
Yeah, I get that. That's kind of a trend with a lot of the people I've been talking to.
Yeah, I say happy as a clam in high tide a lot. That's kind of fun.
I I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah,
Happy as a clam in high tide. Hmm.
happy as a clam in high tide. Madder than a wet hen. That's a good one.
That is a pretty good one. I haven't heard it before, but I get the context completely.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you briefly describe your lore and or aesthetic? Because, like,
Yeah, of course.
look at that design. Holy shit.
Oh, thank you so much. I designed it and I am in the process of rigging it myself. Um, I went through like probably 4 or 5 different design variations,
Oh, yeah?
but I'd be happy to tell you my lore.
Please, go right ahead.
So I'm I guess kind of like a demigod. My entire like lore is based around the well, Japanese, but mostly Eastern Asian um uh legend of the like the red string of fate. So that motif is kind of throughout my design. But my mother was one of the goddesses of fate, and my dad was a human. And for the majority of my life, I lived in, I guess you could kind of refer to it as heaven, but it's like a non-corporal realm. But because I was like half human, obviously with the limitations, I'm not very effective at like godly duties and stuff like that. Um, so they kicked me out and they sent me to Earth, but I'm just trying to work as a priest to guide people towards their fates. But I'm not really into being a priest, so that's why I'm moonlighting as a VTuber.
Oh my god, I love that. I I can definitely relate. I didn't fit in with where I came from either, and now I'm here.
Yeah, typically how it goes.
Yeah, that's a pretty common trait among VTubers. Um,
Yep.
what kind of audience do you want to reach?
Um, I kind of want to see if I can. Obviously, I'm very small right now. I think I've like less than 50 subs. I haven't checked. Um, but I want to cultivate an audience of like people who, first of all, enjoy metal and hardcore, because that's a lot of the music and projects that I'm working on, um, and experimental content. And I also kind of want to raise more awareness around disability and invisible illnesses. And then I also want to incorporate some more of like my art into my content. I'm just not fully sure how I want to go about that yet.
If you don't mind my asking, what kind of art do you get into?
I do obviously I do anime illustration. I sell prints and stickers and stuff like that at conventions and at
Okay.
art fairs and stuff. But I also do like graphic design and posters. Recently I've been getting into making I'm working with our local Food Not Bombs to create some harm reduction posters. So, like posters about carrying Narcan and stuff like that.
Okay, nice. I definitely think there is room for art streams, especially if like you're working on commissions or stuff that you're planning on selling at conventions. That would be a great way of not only promoting your art, what you're selling, it would also be actually being able to make some content out of the process of creating that art.
Yeah, I want to do art streams mostly. Like when I do streams, it's just I have roommates right now, and while I have like my own bedroom and stuff, I get paranoid about them hearing me late at night, which is usually when I get home from work. So I'm kind of putting those on the back burner for now.
I can get that. It's not exactly easy to get into streaming if you know that you're going to have constant interruptions, I guess, with
Yeah.
roommates and IRL stuff.
Mhm.
Like I personally had
Um,
to move my setup into my bedroom just to minimize the amount of peanut gallery comments.
yeah. It's like when I was living with my sister last year, I just she didn't know what VTubers were. I had to explain them to her. And that was a fun conversation. I love my sister. But I she left for work a lot like on business trips and stuff. And I just like called her one day and I was just like, "Hey, I'm a streamer. And I'm streaming right now. So when you come home, if you could just like be quiet." And she was just like, "Oh, okay, cool." So,
Well, honestly, just be upfront about it. Most people are pretty chill. They're pretty cool about it.
yeah. I think it's funny because my parents and my family and like friends and stuff have always just been like, "Oh, Mary's just doing something online." They don't ever know what. They're just like she's just kind of doing her internet stuff, her little anime stuff. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I like doing my anime stuff on the internet too.
Mhm.
So, what inspired you to start getting into making content?
Um, I've been making content for probably about 10 years. Just in general, I had a little Animal Jam YouTube channel when I was a kid, in elementary school. So I guess that technically counts as being a content creator.
I would say
Um,
so.
yeah. So I guess you could say I've been doing it for over 10 years. Um, but for as I guess as long as I can like remember, I've just always wanted to create things, create art, and not necessarily music. That's something that I've gotten to into in the past year, but I don't know, it
Okay.
just always seemed like the logical progression of things.
Yeah, for me, I've always been a bit of an entertainer at heart. I first got into theater production, sort of, in fifth grade.
Oh yeah.
I I played lead roles in high school plays, and then I also made shitty YouTube videos back in high school. And I was kind of like
Mhm.
off of the content grind for a while, and then in later 2021, I want to say, I started actually
Mhm.
getting into streaming regularly. Yeah, 2021. This
Yeah.
uh this June will actually be my second year of streaming.
Oh damn, that's exciting.
Yeah, I should plan something.
Yeah, you should do like a Zatsu or something.
Do a what?
A Zatsudan stream, like a
I'm
chatting
familiar.
stream. Just do like a little party stream.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it. I did that with Oh, thank you, phone, for letting me know that the interview's coming up. My model just went wonky because I blocked the camera with my hand for a sec. Um, well, we did touch on how long you've been creating content. Uh, what with the kinds of content that you do want to do more of, do you have a preferred one?
Um, Recently I've been getting more into like musical stuff and covers. Um, I want to start doing more collabs with people. I guess technically this is my first collab that I've
Oh,
done.
really?
Yeah. Um, Definitely want to do collabs. I want to do karaoke streams, and I want to do a lot of like just chatting streams and just things where I talk about, I guess, just whatever's going on in my mind at the minute.
Oh, you definitely
Um,
should.
yeah, and I also want to find out a way that I can incorporate art into like shorter style content. I want to start making tutorials, but I'm not very good at explaining things, so I haven't been able to like put the time aside to like I guess create a formula for that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty decent at explaining things, but I do have a problem or an issue with like I can forget of like pretty I would say pretty important talking points when I'm in the middle of recording a segment, and then like after my segment I'll be all, "Ah, shit, I should have mentioned that. Oh well, next time."
Mhm. Absolutely.
Is there a kind of content that you have tried but you don't really want to keep pursuing?
Um, I I enjoy streaming, but I feel like in my early days I tried to focus on quantity over quality. And I would do really long streams, and since then my health has gotten worse, and I've just kind of realized that while I do enjoy streaming, I can't stream for 2 hours is about my limit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I also used to do a lot more gaming content, and now I just haven't been gaming very much. So I'm like, I'll do it when I want to do it, but I don't want to force myself to do it.
yeah, like I personally haven't been getting into too much gaming very much.
Hmm.
Like I don't even remember what I played last off of stream, and even on stream it's been all just chatting stuff except for playing Stardew Valley. But while I
Oh,
was
Stardew
playing,
Valley's great.
pardon?
Oh, I just said Stardew Valley's great. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, it's okay. I just didn't hear what you had said, so I was wanting a little clarification there. But like
Yeah,
with that Stardew Valley stream, I was responding to videos essentially. I was watching a video, playing my Stardew, and then debunking terrible feminist or terrible anti-feminist arguments.
that's awesome.
That was a fun video. I'm glad it hit 100.
I've been recently wanting to get into like video essay type stuff as well. I've come across this sounds kind of odd, but just bear with me. I've come across a subreddit. It's r/dead bedrooms, and I go on Reddit. I just look for things that interest me. That's the one that's currently interesting me. Um, and there's so much shit on there that just makes me go, what the fuck? Because there's so much, I guess, there's so many people that, for lack of a better word, it's like male entitlement that's kind of rewarded on that subreddit. And I'm like, women do not owe you sex, you know? And it's so weird because it's heteronormative, but it's also transphobic and homophobic, and it's just really fucking weird. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I feel like it'd be interesting to make kind of like a deep dive video on that.
Honestly, I think you should. Video
Yeah.
essays aren't really my strong suit because I have done some. Holy shit, I gotta take a
Mhm.
million takes. I gotta take forever to write this script, but I also work full
Mhm.
time. So that's why I kind of lean
Oh,
into the content I'm doing now where I just say whatever's going on top of my head and then cut a stream video into my YouTube videos.
yeah, and I enjoy that content. I really liked your videos about Rev.
Oh, hey, thank you.
No problem.
Um, do where was I? Do you have a goal with your platform?
Um, I I guess in terms of like goals and stuff, um, I really enjoy the way that specifically Iron Mouse talks about her disability, and it's kind of something that is on the back burner. Um, and I think in emails we talked about, I said that I didn't want to say exactly what I had. Um,
Nor do you even
and
have
that,
to.
oh yeah, no, I know. And that was because I'm in the process of so many diagnostics, and I don't want to be like, I have lupus, because even though I've been diagnosed with lupus, um, I there's still so much going on. There's still so much like uncertainty surrounding everything that I just kind of want to be a support for like general invisible illnesses rather than anything specific. Um, but that's one of my goals.
That's a good goal to have. A lot of people do kind of go into the pushing for specific causes because those are the causes that affect them directly. For me personally, I
Yeah.
push for all kinds of causes because I know the ones that affect me directly have quite the goddamn impact, and I know that, or I can use empathy and think, hey, those people's struggles are probably comparable to mine in some ways or not, and they
Yeah,
deserve to be
exactly.
treated with dignity as well.
Mhm. I don't have much content on it because, like I said, I'm still kind of carving out what I want to create. But I want to make more stuff about, feminism and feminist topics. I want to create a decent amount of content that I guess keeps the focus off of me and more so what I want to say, and also my viewers. I have a list of content that I'd like to create. Um, and one of them is a toilet review where I review viewers' toilets.
That might just be absurd enough to get a lot of clicks.
Yeah, I'm like, this is the type of shit that I would enjoy watching. It's not hard to come up with video ideas, even if they're so stupid. If I just think about like, what's something that I would want to watch at the end of the day, and just something that like I need a laugh, you know?
Oh yeah, I totally get that.
But another thing I want to do
Mhm.
is, I guess currently a lot of the music stuff that I'm doing right now, um, obviously I'm doing it because I enjoy it and I love it and I love Utaite stuff, and I I just I have fun singing and stuff even though I'm not very good at it. I have fun with that stuff. But I'd like to create an audience so that I can do a lot of interactive content with viewers.
Oh, I know that struggle very much as well. Like I've done very very long streams of 7 Days to Die, and I don't know if you know, but it has Twitch integration where chat can influence the game. They can spawn specific monsters. They can participate in different polls that or different votes that affect the game. Can spawn bosses, can spawn weapons, all that fun stuff.
Hmm.
But like, I've done a literal 24-hour stream just to see if I could to like
And
1, 2 viewers at most at peak.
hmm.
Most of the time it was zero, but it was mostly just to get used to doing it, see if
Yeah.
my computer could handle it.
Hmm.
I'm going to phrase this next question a little differently because you're just getting into content creation a little more seriously, I guess, right now. What
Yeah.
is something you feel you could really use advice on specifically with regards to content?
I think it would probably be just the mechanical stuff, like how to build an audience. I'm not good with streaming technology type stuff yet, like OBS. I'm working on rigging my model, and that's been a very lengthy and fun process because I've already rigged my previous models before, but this time I'm actually trying to I'm trying to make the rigging part of the art rather than just a chore that I have to do to make the mouth move and make the eyes move and stuff like that. But I guess it's just all technical stuff.
There are definitely avenues to explore. There, I believe Stream Scheme is a good one to look into for technical tips on streaming and
Huh.
as well as growth ideas. Though I would say that there are some pieces of advice for general streamers that actually don't, I would say, don't apply to VTubers. Like specifically, one that's on top of my head is that you shouldn't put your face in the thumbnails because nobody's clicking on you, especially when you're small and growing. But that is kind of different case for VTubers because we have such unique designs. We're not just, I'm going to be honest, we're not just some white guy with brown hair in the thumbnail that looks like every other white guy with brown hair. A lot of VTubers can look the same, sure, but most of the time, having our face in the thumbnails relating to the video actually preps the audience for what design you're looking for. And when people don't see, or the people don't really think about this with their thumbnails a lot of the time, is you want to design them to be what, or how do I want to phrase this? You want them to, you want to think about them from the context of somebody who's never seen any of your content before. Having
Yeah.
having your face in there as your VTuber will show people that have never clicked on your content, oh, that's what this person looks like, and that's what this video is about. Perfect.
Yeah. That's great to think of it like that.
And like honestly, I wouldn't consider myself a big streamer. I've got a decent following on Twitter, but like I'm a few hundred subs on Twitch, few couple hundred followers on YouTube, which I
Mhm.
mean, I remember the days where I was starting with literal zero and I would never believe I'd even hit 100 on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
But like it's been an interesting ride, at least in my case.
I hit 100 on Twitter a little bit ago, I think. Ooh. Yeah, I guess I'm at 153 now, but I have I've I've not really been focusing on branding my Twitter as like a VTuber Twitter, and I guess that's kind of my issue. I just kind of been shit posting on there.
Yeah, I do a lot of shit posting on there too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say you don't necessarily need Twitter for growth.
Mhm.
It's mostly been good for me in getting in contact with other creators and being a giving me the ability to be able to interact with them directly, be able to get them on stream for collabs and all that fun stuff. But like
Yeah.
the size of my Twitter is irrelevant to the size of my YouTube pretty much. I have a few
Yeah.
people that have come from Twitter to check out my Twitch, but for the most part, at least in YouTube's case, it's been way more organic growth because it's people watching my videos and then coming checking in. Most of the time,
Yeah.
people just don't transfer platforms.
Yeah, same here. though I've been wanting to switch from Twitch over to YouTube. And that is because I watch a lot more YouTube streamers than I do Twitch streamers. And I don't get Twitch. I don't understand the meta. um, and
The meta?
I know that the meta regarding Twitch.
There's a meta?
I think so.
I am so out of the loop on that. I just hit go live because, or I just multi-stream to Twitch because that's where like half of my chatters are. When I first
Yeah.
started going on YouTube, I was doing or I'm still doing streams to both, but the majority of my chatters were all on Twitch. And then lately, since I've had those videos out that are available 24/7 that people can check, and they're literal segments from my streams, people know what to expect from my streams. They're more likely to watch me on YouTube now. So I'm actually having like a 50-50 audience for chatters.
Hmm.
It is interesting. They both have their ups and downs. Twitch, I would say, can be easier to grow your live stream specifically, but YouTube is better for organic growth faster than Twitch.
Yeah.
If you, no, not that one. I want to ask, is there a kind of content you've wanted to make or see but feel like it's too niche?
Definitely. um, I mentioned rating my viewers like toilets, rating their bathrooms. Another thing I want to do is do a stream where I write explicit Beatles fan fiction. And it gets increasingly explicit until the video gets banned or until the stream gets taken down. Specifically the Beatles.
Okay.
I don't like the Beatles.
If you want to piss off a boomer, call literally any band the Beatles. Or
Yeah.
just compare them to the Beatles in any way, shape, or form. It's really fun.
I also want to do some crafting streams and some cooking streams and stuff. I've been wanting to do my own DecoDen phone case, which is like those phone cases with the like frosting on them and stuff.
Really? I don't think I've tried those personally. It sound
Oh, they're
interesting though.
gorgeous. I've wanted one since I was like probably like 10 years old. Ever since I saw them, my 10-year-old weeaboo self would be so excited.
I can imagine.
Another thing I want to do is like Wikipedia and Reddit surf. I want to read the Apocrypha, so the books in the Bible that the books that were in the Bible or were rejected from the Bible that were written by the apostles,
Wait,
I believe.
there were books written for the Bible that were rejected. I thought all the books
Yeah.
for the Bible were God's word, and how can they reject God's word?
I don't know.
The answer
But
is religion is full of contradictions.
yeah. I also want to read some commie shit. I want to read like some theory and stuff on stream because I haven't gotten a chance to. And
Oh yeah, you want to go over capital?
yeah.
Nice. To be honest, I haven't gone anywhere into the theory. I don't care enough personally. What I do care about is the economic and political prescriptions put out by that ideology, and that's why I align with it the most.
Totally.
But
I also
I
want to
imagine
do
I could benefit from reading theory. So seriously, put out videos of you going over theory. I would definitely watch them.
hell yeah. I want to do streams on where I read like killers manifestos and stuff, but not in a true crime way, but rather like I want to do the Elliot Rodger manifesto. I've already read it a couple times before. Um, but I would like to do a video or a stream on that.
Of like diving into the mindset, trying to understand?
Mhm.
Nice. That's the kind of stuff I like to do too. Though what I'm doing is like entirely VTuber focused.
Mhm.
Uh, you had mentioned you're working on your model, rigging it. Is that the biggest project you're working on?
Um, Probably not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Currently I'm working on a tsunami cover. Tsunami or Tsunami. Tsunami by Finana Ryugu. I already have the cover done and mix and everything like that. I had one of my friends mix it, and I'm so excited because it sounds so much better than anything that I could have mixed. But I'm working on the music video for that, and that's a beast. It's taking a lot of toll on my computer.
Oh,
But
jeez.
I'm currently planning on doing like a Midwest emo slash hardcore slash screamo EP.
Oh,
Something super small, like 3 to 4 songs. I'm not production's gonna be super, I guess, lackluster for lack of a better term. Just like me and my guitar and Audacity.
the
But
industry term is scruffed. At least the
scruff.
VTuber industry term.
Oh yeah, scuffed.
Scuffed.
Yeah. Super scuffed, super just something I want to make. Maybe make like 10 copies of it on CDs and just keep them, give them out. If anyone likes it, if anybody would like to listen to it, I might put it on Spotify, but I I don't I'm not a musician and I don't want to become one. I just want to make cool shit.
That is totally fair. I've also considered diving into that realm of content, but I don't really have the skill or know how myself to compose. I've got a decent set of pipes.
Hmm.
But you were saying screamo music. Do you
Yeah,
growl or scream?
I need to get better at screaming. Um, I can do I can do a metal growl. I can do like metal, I guess you could call it screaming. Um, but I'm not that great at it. Um, I think that I would probably benefit from going to like a vocal teacher or something like that because all of the music stuff I basically started and I said, okay, I'm gonna start making music. I'm gonna start like singing and putting my voice out there and stuff like that. And then when somebody tells me I'm bad, that's when I'll stop. Um, that's what I said. That's what I said I would do. I was like, as soon as I get any kind of pushback, as soon as somebody says, "Why are you putting this on the internet? Don't put this on the internet. This is gonna suck." Um, that's when I decided I'd stop. And after a while of just waiting for that to happen, enjoying what I was doing, and being like, "Well, I'm just gonna stop when somebody says this sucks." I haven't come across that moment yet, and I've been having fun, and I guess I've been building up enough confidence to, I guess, keep going. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep doing this until I get bored of it. But it's been about a year, and I haven't gotten bored of it, so there's that, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see where the wind blows with that one. And
Yeah, exactly.
I I would honestly say if slash when you do get pushback on it, try to take their pushback with a grain of salt. Because I In high school, I was in guitar class and I went to perform a song.
Hmm.
I was I get the mic ready because I like singing more than playing the guitar. And somebody in the front, a classmate, was like, "Oh, you're going to sing again?" The
Hmm.
teacher had said, "Oh, don't say that kind of thing." But the damage was already
Yeah.
done, and like after that, I kind of ended up dropping the class. I kind of moved away from music in general aside from just being a listener, which is a real shame because I got a really great growl and I would say I got a pretty decent set of pipes.
Damn.
I don't I don't know if I've actually done my growl on stream or something.
I want to hear it.
Like my full-on demon voice.
Hmm. Only if you're comfortable with
Oh, I'm pretty comfortable with changing my voice around for mostly comedic effect cuz like I love
Yeah.
to be I talk like this all the time and it's really funny to me to just drop into a super low voice and throw people right the fuck off.
That just threw me off.
And then I can go deeper.
As fuck.
I've been able to do that since I was like 17, 18.
It's hard for me to do. I think I have a pretty low and like definitely nasally voice. But there's been a couple times that I've been able to like drop my voice in a really weird way. Um and I've just like respond I don't think I'll be able to do it right now. But my roommate back in freshman year of college, she just like asked me a question one time and I was just like, yeah. Which it doesn't sound very good, but it was like abnormally low for me and she was like, "Mary, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do that to my friends IRL. Like they know I can do that, but it's like they keep saying it's night and day every time I say it. Every time I do that to
It's
them.
definitely night and day.
For me, like being the one with the voice, I don't hear as big of a difference. I can tell that there is the pitch difference, obviously, but you
Hmm.
know, brain chemicals say bad, so I gotta
Yeah.
fight that. But like, holy
Hmm.
shit! Like everybody has been positively responsive to my voice, so that's very confidence boosting, and I
Oh yeah.
definitely hope you still get more and more positive feedback regarding your music. And I would also like to hear some of that on the down low if you're comfortable sharing that with me.
Hell yeah, of course. I can actually send you the tsunami cover if I can send the right file. But I can send that to you because I've been wanting to show that on stream or in a video or something like that before the cover like MV comes out, just because I've been so excited to share it. And um my friend who mixed it has been like, "Mary, when's the MV coming out?" I'm just like, "I'm trying."
Well, if you do feel comfortable, please send it. And once we end the call after the interview, I'll share it with Stream.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Mm.
to move on, where are we at? If you could collaborate with any content creator, who would it be?
Ooh, I think I would have to choose. Recently I've been obsessed with like the friendship between Enna Alouette and Kyo Kaneko from Niji Sanji En.
Oh, yeah?
I'm like, I would love to meet them. I would love to talk to them. I would also love to collab with Ina from Hololive. and Futakushi Mana. She's like the metal tanky VTuber.
I'm gonna be honest. I am only recently getting into the corpo side of VTubing, so I'm still learning all these people. But I like metal.
Same.
I do listen to like every kind of genre essentially, but I tend
Yeah.
to default back to listening to rock and metal. Though lately it's been more of a pop, J-pop vibe because, well, I discovered Gura and Calliope are on Spotify, and they got bangers.
Oh yeah. I think Gura really did snap with shit. What is it called? I
Reflect?
forgot. It's like oh shit. Shit, I can't remember. What's her song? Gura song.
Reflect?
Reflect. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Yes.
Yeah, Reflect is such a banger. I love it so much.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of Mori's music, but I do think that Wanted Wasted, the fact that the oral cigarettes, because I'm also a huge fan of J-pop and J-rock as well. The oral cigarettes produced it, and I think I think it's great.
I don't think I've actually heard that one from Mori or Calliope. I've really been
Yeah.
liking her which one is it? Make 'em Afraid of You, Mara Mara, and Q,
Yeah.
the song she did with Gura.
Oh, that one's cute.
I haven't actually seen any music videos of them either. I found them on Spotify and I was like, "Oh shit, these are actually really good."
Yeah.
What skill would you say has taken you the longest to improve?
Art. That's what I'm going to school for. But when I was in middle school, I guess is when I started taking art seriously, and that's when I started digital art. Probably when I was either 11 or 12 was when I got my first tablet, and I was always known as the digital art girl in school. But it wasn't until quarantine that I realized that I needed to seriously like get better, because if I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because obviously I have, disabilities and stuff, and I'm very physically weak person. Um, and I kind of had to reevaluate and be like, what will make me happy? And I I came up with only art will make me happy. Um, graphic design, being a graphic design major has the security of, you know, having a typical major, because you can get an illustration job with a graphic design degree, but not necessarily the other way around. And I was like, this is what I need to dedicate my time and my life to doing, or else I won't be happy. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, in terms of art degrees, graphics design is a lot more secure than video game design. That's what I went to college for. Ugh, at
That's
least I'm good
cool.
at grammar now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of schooling will really help you in not only your content creation, but it would also open up a bunch of different doors for you to be able to support yourself without having to resort to physical labor that you might not necessarily be able to do.
Yeah.
Like I personally can do the physical labor, that's why I work in construction even though I hate it. It's money,
Mhm.
but I can keep up. Not everyone
Yeah.
can, and it's honestly not talked about enough that just those opportunities are passed up for a lot of people and just not talked about.
Yeah, and it's looking like though that for the I kind of unintentionally managed to get myself a tattoo apprenticeship. The
That's
place I was
awesome.
working at, I thought I've been thinking about getting a tattoo apprenticeship for so long, and I just haven't been able to do it. I remember this one day, I set out with my portfolio, and this was, I guess, before I kind of understood the meta, but I went out with my portfolio and I went to a bunch of different tattoo shops, and I was just like, do y'all have any apprenticeships open? Here's all of my work. And they, some of them, obviously a lot of them just like outright said, no, we don't have any apprenticeships open, or, we don't take on just like random ass people as apprentices. I remember this one guy, he was pretty mean. He was like, come back when you're taking it seriously, which is kind of mean, but also like, I
Like,
get it.
how more seriously can you take it? You got a portfolio together and you went in person to try and inquire about open positions.
Exactly.
Like,
But
that person was just a dick.
he was a dick, honestly. But I ended up working somewhere else because I was looking for a job as well at the time. And we had a tattoo artist working there, and he was planning on leaving, and I had to work on like school projects at the counter because I was working retail. And so I would just be like sketching in my uh, sketchbook, or working on like a painting or something like that. And I had gotten along with this artist. And one day he just like came up to me and asked me if I was ever like looking for an apprenticeship. And I was like, yeah, actually, I really very much am. Because I didn't want to ask him, if he could apprentice me, because I I don't know. I guess I just felt like it was a lost cause at that point. And he just like said, when you come back next semester, I will apprentice you for free, or I'll take you on as an apprentice for free. I love teaching and I feel like I really vibe with you. So I just got an apprenticeship.
That's awesome. You think you'd want to pursue it though?
Honestly, the more I've been thinking about it, the more I really have, because I love the fact that tattoo artists, the job is basically whatever you want to make of it, because tattoo artists are always going to be in demand, especially good ones. And
Mm-hmm.
where I live, there's a pretty notorious niche of specifically anime tattoo artists, for some reason. And I I feel like my style is something that I can market. Um, but also I just love doing ink work and I love doing pen work. Um, so I think that if I were to be able to work in a tattoo studio, have my own, booth or whatever, work on my time and take on the clients that I want to take on, then that would be the ideal job for me.
That does sound like it would be a pretty great fit for you.
Yeah, and the money is really good too. It's one of those jobs where the amount of money that you get pretty much directly corresponds with the amount of work that you put into it.
Yeah, like honestly, tattoo artists are like one of the only like I would actually call one of the only meritocratic industries. It's
Yes,
like
exactly.
it's literally about proper payment for time, effort, and skill, and it's highly valued among people that don't have tattoos as well.
hmm
It's just I want my own tattoos.
When I told my parents about tattoo apprenticeship, my mom was like, she was worried. Obviously, I understand why she would be worried. She was like, well, the types of people who get tattoos. And I'm like, Mom, I am very well acquainted with the types of people who get tattoos. I am a member of the hardcore scene where I live. I hang out with people who are in bands, and I go and see, people, and I get thrown around in the pit and shit like that. I'm like, I'm very well acquainted with these people. It's gonna be fine.
Well,
And my dad was
mothers do worry.
Yeah, of course. And I love my mom. I love my family, but my dad was a little bit like, you're gonna look like you're gonna be with truckers and, motorcyclists. And I'm like, Dad, you got kicked out of a suicidal tendency show before. I don't think you're one to talk. And he's just like, all right, that's fine.
I don't think you're one to talk. You know what? That's fair. Oh my god. Wow. How do you like to spend your free time not working on content?
When I'm not working on content and when I'm not playing guitar, working, or doing digital art, I like to hang out with my cat and I like to hang out with my girlfriend.
Oh yeah? I do that a lot too.
Yes.
But I think your cat likes you more than me. Oh, you did send me 2 of them. Nice.
Yeah, I sent my little Counting Worms cover that I did as a joke because I don't have any pedals yet because I'm very beginner at guitar. But I was like, oh my god, Counting Worms is so easy to play. So I made a goofy cover of it. It's a joke. I recorded it with my webcam microphone.
Okay.
And then I think the second one is the most updated version of the Tsunami cover.
Okay, he can't keep getting away with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sharing those after stream or after the interview, because I'm enjoying the conversation and I don't want to really block it or stifle the traction, I guess, by
Yeah.
stopping it. My next question was about. Oh wait, no. Next question is, where do you want to see your platform in 5 years?
I want my platform to reflect, I guess. I want it to reflect my interests, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I don't specifically care about numbers, though, like, maybe I feel like if I got 5,000 followers, that might be a lot for 5 years, but 5,000 followers and, being able to just think of a topic and make a video on it, or, create music that people like, or, make art. I would like to make money off of my platform. However, I've never done that before. I've just been taking commissions and I'm kind of fine with that.
Yeah, like I'll be 100% honest. You shouldn't get into content creation with the goal of making it your career. Get into it as a hobby, and if it does become your career, that's awesome. But it's just
Yes.
not a reality for the majority of creators.
Mhm.
I did ask, or we have talked about your favorite music genre, so I'm gonna have to move on from that question. But what song would be played endlessly on loop in your personal hell?
Ooh. See, on one hand, I just want to answer with my favorite song because then it would become bad for me.
Yeah, then it would ruin your favorite song.
What's my favorite song right now? I think my favorite song right now is probably
Baby Shark?
Baby Shark. No, I think my favorite song currently is a boy brushed in black, or sorry, a boy brushed in red, living in a black and white world. No, living in black and white by Underoath. I really like that song. It's like very 2000s emo, like Underoath, Sunny Day Real Estate, people like that. I fucking love them. But in terms of, I guess, like a quote unquote bad song, hold on, let me see. I have a playlist of my least favorite songs called I Want to Die on Spotify.
Really?
Mm, yeah.
I've got liked from radio, as does everybody. Got I've actually got a playlist of songs I'd like to turn into a cover album someday.
That'd be
Got
dope as hell.
it's 11 songs long.
So I don't know this song. I just really like the title. I don't remember when I added this to my playlist, but I really like the title, and I'm pretty sure that this would be an appropriate song. It's called Staple Tapeworms on My Penis by Passenger of Shit.
Okay then. Colorful title.
Yeah. Honorable mention Woodpecker Number 2 by Merzbow.
I can't say that I know either of those.
You definitely don't want to know Woodpecker by Merzbow. There's Woodpecker number 1. Is there Woodpecker number 2? I think Woodpecker number 2.
Hmm.
It's just sound.
It's the sound?
It's just sound. It's not music, it's just sound.
Oh, it's just noise. It's not music. Okay, I get you. I
Mhm.
get you. Do you have a food that you like that not many others do?
Mm. Think. Ooh, I don't know if I want to expose myself like that. I'm gonna sound like such an old person. I like eating like cottage cheese. Um,
Hey,
cottage cheese straight from the can, like the little container. It's like old people who eat it on salad. I just like eating it out of the container.
Each their own. I like pineapple on pizza.
I like pineapple on pizza when the pineapple has been taken off, because I don't like the texture of the pineapple, and I'm sensitive to citric acid, so it like eats my mouth. But I love the essence of pineapple on pizza.
Fair enough. Pineapple is like the only food that tries to eat you, but you gotta eat it first in order to get the nutrients. Because it does have an enzyme that starts to break down your tongue and stuff. That's why it starts to hurt. But
I
if
have a
you do have
tongue
that,
deformity.
pardon?
Oh, sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. I was curious what you said.
I have a tongue deformity. I have
Oh.
geographic tongue and I have fissured tongue. So my tongue looks so fucked up. It looks kind of like the tongue of somebody who doesn't brush their teeth, or who doesn't brush their tongue, because it's got like patches on it where the taste bumps are raised. And then I have like look at it in the mirror. I have a line that goes down the center of my tongue, and it looks like it's a crack in my tongue.
I can see why that would, or why that could make it a little more make you a little more susceptible to the acids of the pineapple.
Yeah. Fun fact.
I actually saw a tweet that really made me laugh when I saw it. It said penises on women are like pineapples on pizza. It's actually really good, but a lot of people are huge bitches about it.
literally. What was it? Dating a transgender woman is like smoking a blunt at a funeral. A lot of people will judge you, but deep down, you know they want to hit.
That's a great one. Oh. If you could have anything for breakfast, what would it be?
Your mom.
Fair.
Toaster strudels.
Hog. I love those. I just don't get them enough.
I
Has
eat them
anyone
for
really
breakfast.
been far even has decided to use even go want to do look more like?
Yeah, definitely. I actually really agree with that statement, and I think that that is really true.
It is ontologically correct. Ah, that's a good one. That's literally my only ambush question. But I'm willing to bet you were already aware of it.
Yes.
What topic could you talk about the most?
Hmm. Currently, I'm really into talking about like harm reduction. Um, so like with the drug crises throughout the US, I have some pretty strong opinions on that. Another thing that I don't like talking about religious theorizing just because I don't know, the last time I did, I kind of had a little existential crisis. Um, kind of cried in a parking lot, but I do like talking about the Bible and I like talking about, you know, just I guess Christianity from a like a historical standpoint.
I get that. Personally, I think religion and spiritual thinking were necessary in at the start and like birth of humanity as we know it today. But in modern day, there's literally nothing that religion or organized religion provides that secular organizations couldn't also provide. People are just ingrained into thinking organized religion is the only real way they can connect with a community when there's millions of different ways to connect with communities.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is undiagnosed schizophrenia.
I'm
Like,
neurotypical, so I got to be very careful about my language regarding that.
oh, well, I'll speak on it then because I'm autistic and I have I think it's like paranoid depression. So I'm not schizophrenic. I don't hear voices, I don't see things or anything like that. But I have I have some issues with some of that stuff and I've known that like in me personally, I'm not an overly religious person until I'm paranoid.
I've heard that quite a bit where it's like there's a saying people are or atheists don't believe in God until they're about to die.
Yeah,
Something along those lines. It is I mean, I've seen some people like that, honestly. That'll just
yeah,
they're freaking out and they start praying to God. But like 10 like an hour ago they were saying how God doesn't exist. Like, okay.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, hedge your bets, I get that.
And I'm like, I'm super, I guess, lax about religion and stuff. Like, I'm not an easily offended person, you know? And I have friends who are super religious. I have friends who are not religious at all. Obviously, you know, I don't tolerate people who use religion to obviously, you know,
Use it as a
justify
weapon.
hatred and bigotry. Um, but I do. I don't know. I think I got diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension, which is a condition that's mostly diagnosed in older people. It gives you a lifespan or prognosis of anywhere between like 1 to 5 to 10 years. I do not have that. I was misdiagnosed with it, but for a solid month, I just thought I was gonna die. And
Jesus
I guess
Christ.
you can kind of, I guess I can kind of see like that in myself. I'm not sure about any of my beliefs surrounding, religion and stuff like that, but I feel like whatever anyone needs to sleep at night, as long as it's not harmful.
Yeah, I'm of the same boat. Personally, I'm atheist. I don't believe in any power, higher power kind of thing. I
Hmm.
do think religion is harmful, but I'm not
Yep.
going to take away religion from people that need it. I don't even
Yep.
go into anti theist stuff unless somebody
Mhm.
starts getting in my face trying to convert me. Then I go against
Yeah.
them about my anti theist takes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, live and let live. I don't care.
I'm very against organized religion. Like, even though a lot of my beliefs do align with certain aspects of the Catholic Church, because that's just what I grew up with, I would never call myself Catholic because the Catholic Church is a patriarchy. It covers up, child abuse. It they Throughout all of my Catholic schooling, I was taught that the Catholic Church was like this weak, powerless church that didn't have any, like, we don't have any power in the real world and stuff like that. And turns out, you know, when I realized that the Catholic Church is the power of the world, everybody, every single religion pretty much, has certain ties with the Pope. The Catholic Church is the most powerful organization in the world. Y'all are not victims.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even Protestants, I got that problem with too. Though it's just
Yeah,
not as talked about or
yeah.
known.
Mhm.
Like I was personally raised Protestant, but
Mhm.
my parents also instilled like a very strong distinction between or a very strong instillment of separating fantasy from reality, which is
Yeah.
really funny to me that religious people did that to their kids because that led
Mhm.
me to leave the church, and I'd left the church through irrational logic, and then I'm staying away from churches because of rational logic.
Yeah.
It's like impossible to get to rationalize or ration people out of religion. You got to
Mhm.
If you're trying to deconvert somebody, you got to meet them where they're at.
Yes, exactly. I As soon as I realized that I was not straight, I my hatred was not directed towards, the church for basically, I guess, you know, trying to oppress me and keep me down and stuff, which me personally, I haven't gone through, you know, I haven't gone through nearly as much stuff that a lot of people have. I understand that I've been privileged to, even though I grew up, queer in the deep south, and my parents were very homophobic. It's like once I was finally able to come out and everything like that, it was fine for me. And um I don't think that any organization that has children, you know, once they realize that they're not the norm, children wishing they could kill themselves, children wishing they were different. I don't think that that's someone worth supporting.
Yeah, it's for me it's a lot more of the disliking the preachers and the heads kind of thing rather than
Yeah.
liking it as in total,
Mm-hmm.
disliking. Though, what topic would you like to avoid at all costs?
Ooh. Trying to think. Usually I try to keep most topics like I guess out there, you know? If something makes me uncomfortable, then I'll just, say I don't want to talk about that. That makes me uncomfortable. Um that's a difficult one.
Yeah, for some people it is. For me personally, I don't really limit what I can or what I want to talk about on stream or what I will tell other peoples that they can't talk about. As long as they're sticking to TOS, people can say whatever they want on my stream, and I can say whatever I want to push back or reply to. That's just how I do it.
I mean, honestly, I feel like if somebody was like talking about, I guess, justifying things that are like very obviously evil, like
Like some of the
I
stuff
don't know if
Matt
I can.
Walsh says. Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
that
stuff that Matt Walsh says, stuff that
I I would
sympathizes
definitely
with.
be pushing back against. And uh some of that a lot of that stuff I would consider is against Twitch TOS, so probably wouldn't even have them on stream given the chance. I'd have them on
Yeah,
YouTube though, not Twitch.
I think when there's a topic that I don't want to discuss with somebody who I know has a very different opinion of me and I don't that than me and I don't want to bring that subject up because I know that, we're going to have heavy differences and I can't give the emotional energy to, I guess, argue my point and justify my position, then I just don't want to bring it up.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that too. I do enjoy conversation. I do enjoy disagreements with people, but then
Yeah.
I I will put the caveat. I enjoy good faith disagreements with people. I really
Yeah.
hate bad faith disagreements with people where I'm making a
Mhm.
lot of good points and they're just not listening to what I have to say and being a little shit disturber.
Yeah. My mom used to be very homophobic. She was really homophobic to my sister when she came out. Um, but when I came out, I was met with pretty much nothing but, exception from her. And my dad isn't the same way, but at this point, I don't really care, you know? But I love having conversations about gay shit with my mom because I feel like now, genuinely, I can have a good faith conversation with her about things that are important to me, and I don't feel like I'm either A, being patronized, B, um, I guess being like having everything chalked up to like, yeah, but you're still gross, you're still wrong, or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like arguing on Twitter, but I
Hmm.
engage with it to try and goad people into being like, "Hey, come on stream, let's talk this out." No clip, no out of context clips, the full conversation from hello to goodbye on out in the public so we can actually have a nuanced discussion. But guess what?
I
My
will admit,
opposition doesn't want nuance.
no, I will admit though that I'm a dick on Twitter. I'm mean to people on Twitter. And it's not people that don't deserve it, but I need to chill out because I know that I will get banned. Um, but it's so hard to not just want to go on Twitter and just tell people how fucked up and wrong they are.
Yeah, it is fun to get people riled up when they're wrong.
Absolutely. Like I've been a troll since day one. You cannot take that from me, but I need to tone it down.
As long as it's not leading to any direct harm, I have no problem with trolls. I find trolling
Yeah.
funny. It's
I
like the people that are playing with emotions and going into like honestly problematic behavior territory with that's when I get the problem.
yeah.
Who is the most interesting person you have met or interacted with?
Ooh. Most interesting person?
Yeah.
Hmm. I think I've got to go with my friend Emily. She's not a streamer or anything like that, but
Mhm.
she is a member of multiple subcultures. She's one of the most talented people I know because she's a multi-instrumentalist, I think that's what they're called. Um, she has a chronic illness that, due to her family's like, I guess, experimentation with stuff like that, with like medical stuff, she has survived past, the time that the average prognosis, and like the experimental medication and stuff like that, you know, is is the reason why she's thriving. And she's insane. I'm insane. I love her so much.
They do sound like a wonderfully inspiring person, honestly.
I love her so much. The um we went to the dining hall at my school with we took a cheeseburger from the grill and we put it in the sink, and
Poor
then we took
cheeseburger.
pictures with the sink burger, and then we made my girlfriend eat it.
Your poor girlfriend.
I punched the burger and then I was like, "Here, it's a snack for you." We also put it in the sink, and her ass ate the fucking burger.
I retract that statement. Your girlfriend knew exactly what she was putting in her mouth.
She did, and
I
I
respect
torture
that.
her. I torture her. I told her that I was put on earth to make her life miserable. And by miserable, I don't mean actually miserable. I just mean like I was put on this earth to bully her and to mess with her and to annoy her.
I I got some friends like that. Though I will be fair, I am mostly that friend in the friend group. Like when I'm
Yeah.
hanging out with my IRL friends, who I'll be hanging out with after stream, I will be, or we'll just be hanging out, making a random conversation as we do. And then I drop like one of the most annoying dad joke kind of things, or like something that's just blatantly obvious. Some they see like a bird or something out through the window and they're like, "Hey, what's that?" pointing at the window or door or whatever. And then I go, "It looks like a door to me." And then they just look at me. "Why am I friends with you?" Like every time. And we're like really good friends. I love to do that kind of humor.
I brought my cat over to my girlfriend's place, and my cat meowed, and I always talk with my cat because she's my best friend. Why wouldn't I talk with her? And
Right?
I decided to just keep meowing, and so I just like went up to my girlfriend, and then I just like sat on her chest and I started meowing, and I wouldn't stop meowing, and then she like pushed me off of her, which it wasn't actually like pushing off. We were kind of wrestling, and then she had to like put her hand over my mouth, and I was like, "Oh," and then I licked her hand, and then I kept meowing.
Should have made them muffins. If you could have lucid dreams, what would they be about?
I've never had a sex dream before. I'd love to have a sex dream. I've never had that before.
I'm gonna be honest, for how lewd a tuber I am and the art I make, I've never had a sex dream either. I get
Me neither.
close. The second the fun begins, I always wake up. Always.
Yeah.
I've I I haven't had a wet dream in the entire time I can recall. So
I don't think I've ever had one before, but I I have a lot of nightmares because I take trazodone, and it's a really fun medication because it will just randomly give you like the most traumatic moment that you've ever experienced, but like amplified by 10. And so I'll just like wake up and not be able to move for like 10 minutes, and then my entire day is just soured sometimes.
that sounds like a healthy medication.
It's fun though. It's like gambling. It's like, oh, will I be traumatized tonight, or will I have a dream? Like last night I had a dream that I had a pet bird.
Nice. What kind of bird?
It was a old world sparrow.
Little sparrow.
Yeah. I dreamed that he like flew up to I was like on the balcony of my parents' porch, and he flew up to me, and I just started like feeding him, and then he didn't want to leave, and so he just sat on my shoulder.
That's pretty cute.
I think his
Personally, I
name was
don't.
Jake.
Jake?
Yeah.
Jake the bird. Personally, I don't really have dreams. Mostly because I
Mhm.
smoke weed before bed and that kind of stifles them. They don't happen when I get high. So it's fun. I just like to lie down, not exist for a while, and then just go back to existing. Feel a little more refreshed. No! Fuck! Goddamn internet cut out. Uh, Give me like a minute. I will be back. I'm just going to message Mary. Router. Reset. Back. Soon. Ah, this is fucking annoying. Goddamn Telus. At least I still. Wait. Oh, motherfucker. I can't use my hand tracking program because I'm not connected to the internet right now. 3. Come on. Am I back? I'm connected to the internet. And I am back.
Yay!
Oh, this is so annoying. My router just likes to reset on itself randomly.
I can't
Typically,
trust my Wi-Fi.
it's not even Wi-Fi either.
I'm sitting in my car with my phone, because I don't trust the Wi-Fi in my apartment.
That's totally fair. And honestly, for a phone microphone, sounds pretty good.
Oh shit, that's great to hear. I have a Samsung Galaxy A71 from like 2 years ago.
A71. I think mine's like a something. A20. I don't know.
I
I got it
didn't
like a
use that.
year or two ago.
Yeah.
Oh right. Change animation. Happy idle. Oh right. I gotta send to external app again. Because I've got 2 different VTuber programs that I use for my tracking.
Dope. Yeah, you do hand tracking.
Yes, I use VC Face for the head tracking, but my model doesn't do eye tracking. It just didn't
Mhm.
export with the model, but I can do a bunch of different faces on command, even though most of the expressions just don't they just don't track properly with my face. And then I have a second program, Webcam Motion Receiver or Motion Capture, whichever one you prefer to use. It's two different programs that launch at the same time. But that's what I use for my hand tracking.
Nice. I just use, well, when I got my shit rigged, um, I've used in the past, obviously Live 2D. I started VTubing back when I want to say it was called like Mocap Studio or something like that, but that might be wrong. It was some software that was used by movies and TV shows for motion capture that was like the software that everybody used. Because I started VTubing pretty much as soon as I found out about it. Like during the days, I think Natsuhiro Matsuri was my first VTuber that I watched.
Yeah.
But as soon as I found out about it, I was like, I want to do this. This looks so fun.
I can't remember which was the first VTuber I actually started actively watching, but I am so glad I got into it, honestly.
It's hell for me. I am very obsessed with VTubers and VTubing, almost to a fault. And most of the people in I guess my personal life don't, like, my girlfriend knows, obviously, my sister knows. I had to explain to my best friend what VTubing is, which I'm basically like, it's like streaming, but it's like a little paper doll, in the style of an anime character instead of your face. That's kind of how I describe it, like a doll, because it is.
Yeah, it's essentially a doll that overlays on top of a camera, essentially.
Yeah.
Depending what you get.
And
I was looking at a thing earlier this stream about a new kind of full body tracking getting developed. It's
is that
basically
the
little
Sony one?
pardon?
Is that the Sony one?
Yes.
That looks so fun.
It looks so fun. It's so lightweight. It looks responsive. I want it.
Yes, I want it too, but I don't have a 3D model yet, and I want to make mine, but I need to learn 3D modeling first.
I would recommend starting with Vroid Studio.
Oh yeah, I made a Vroid. I
Oh,
just
nice.
didn't get. I think I need to get better with Vroid because I've seen so many people make amazing models with it before, with like crazy customization and Blender and stuff like that. But I just haven't had the time. Plus, I feel like my model is best suited for 2D because there's like the different textures, and like the sleeves are supposed to be like super flowy like chiffon, and there's the lace and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Also,
With
I
hmm?
am going to have to be right back because I have to use the restroom.
Alrighty, that's not a problem.
All right.
I'm just going to be swapping over my VTuber to my 1.0 model to show you where I started with my VTuber.
Oh yeah. Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Sorry about that. My cat also needed to be fed too.
It happens. I did decide to use my older model for the rest of this interview just because, I wanted to, actually I wanted to try out um the Vroid again because that's where I started, and honestly they have better face tracking. It's like
Oh, rad.
it makes a lot it makes a huge difference with the eye tracking, honestly.
Yeah.
But I just think the model looks not as great for design.
I actually updated my model, so I made the pupils smaller because I really want to have like expressive eye tracking because I tend to like move my eyes around a crazy amount, especially while I'm streaming. And I plan on doing more like dramatic eye tracking because I want people to be able to see that.
Yeah, and I would definitely recommend checking out the rest of this video. Oh, actually, I can do one better so you don't have to worry about checking out the video. Projector,
Ooh.
create output projector. You get a little sneak peek of what the end of the video is actually going to look like.
Oh, cute.
There, and this is my model in more. It's my model animated. Good times.
Oh shit, yeah, the eye tracking is great.
Oh yeah, it is so different with my
Mhm.
Koikatsu model because the Koikatsu model just doesn't have that exported. It's a big pain in the ass. I gotta pay somebody to figure it out for me because I can't figure it out. But getting back to the interview that was not scuffed, what has any story gotten you to change your perspective?
Hmm, that's interesting. That is a very interesting question. Um, I can't actually think of any stories specifically right now. I definitely have changed like all of my, I guess, political views. Like, I think a lot of people have the same experience that I have. My girlfriend definitely does, but um, I grew up in the deep South, and my parents were, specifically my dad, very, very extremist, like politically wise. And I was never an extremist, but after a while I kind of had to look at myself and be like, hey, do I actually believe in, you know, what my parents believe, or is this just what I've been like raised to believe?
Yeah, is this
And
what I actually want to believe, or is this what I've been following along with?
yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Mhm. And I guess my mom has kind of done a similar thing as well. My sister definitely did. My younger sisters too.
I can relate. My
Yeah.
family did give me some pushback when I came out, but they've they've gotten over it.
Yeah. I feel like you have to get over it, because it's like, this is who I am. If you don't support it, that doesn't change anything, you
Yeah,
know?
like it's not going to change who I am, and if you're not
Yeah.
going to support it, I'm just not going to spend time with you. Big deal.
Yeah. My mom was definitely like, are you sure? And, like, well, you've never, because this is my first partner. um, I've only ever, like, I remember last year when we started, like, thinking about dating. Um, I remember we were holding hands, and then I just realized I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally check off held hands romantically on the uh, rice purity test.
Oh my god, I'm revealing myself. I've done that before. I've held hands.
I mean, obviously, you're supposed to hold hands after marriage.
Is is it premarital hand holding if you don't ever intend to get married?
Yeah, exactly.
Good times. Is there anything on your mind you feel should have more attention brought to it? Oh my god, this eye tracking is creepy.
Hmm. I think, I was discussing that subreddit and my opinions and stuff on that earlier. I very much would like to make a video, like deep dive of that. I think that there's a lot of room in like VTubing for, I guess, like more content that isn't just, I guess, positive type stuff, you know? I think that this is a very new genre, and as more people are becoming like VTubers, they're kind of realizing that following the meta and just doing, the same thing, like, not that all of it isn't amazing. Not that I don't eat up every single aspect of it. Um, but following the exact same formulas aren't going to guarantee success. So that's just kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, there is something to be said about the fact that the indie scene does tend to mimic the corpo scene because they're seeing the perceived success of the corporate VTubers.
Hmm.
But honestly, stick with the kind of content you want to make, put as much passion as you can into it, keep making it, and people will find you and be attracted to it.
Yeah, and additionally, I think that a lot of people, specifically on Twitter, I see a lot of people getting, I guess, unreasonably angry. Like, I saw somebody compared them to another streamer, and they made like an entire thread about how that sucks. And I'm like, yeah, I know that's a problem. I know that that's, you know, kind of just a no-no, but like, it's not that deep. You don't need to expose people. You don't need to, I guess, use your platform as some kind of like, at the end of the day, most of your viewers aren't going to be there for like your personality or your personal beliefs if you're not creating that type of content, you know? So
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like there's certain things that we can take, certain professionality things that you can take from corpos and apply to, your streams, but also like, I don't know. I think I'm just tired of seeing people complain over random things when it's not that deep. And I'm like, did you really have to make an entire tweet about this?
Yeah, and that can really spawn a lot of discourse in the VTuber community. But hey, content for me, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Though I mostly I try to use drama as a jumping off platform to talk about broader issues that don't get
Yeah.
talked about enough.
Hmm.
Like I put out a few feminist videos, but people don't really recognize the other one as feminist.
Hmm.
Because like I put out that explaining the quote unquote dumb feminist arguments. And then I
Yeah.
also put out that video, where are all the male lewd tubers at?
Hmm.
And I would actually say that's a feminist video because it's talking about gender equality.
I haven't seen that video yet, but I'll definitely check it out.
It I think it's worth watching. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying that because I'm amazing. I just
Yeah,
saw that I'm getting
incredible.
I, one of my videos is getting dislikes more than dislikes, and it makes me happy because it
Yeah.
means people that disagree with me are seeing it. The kinds of people I don't like. I want them to hear
Hmm.
my arguments.
Yeah.
What would you say is the weirdest way you've met somebody?
Oh my goodness. The weird way I met my girlfriend. Definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so my girlfriend had a terrible ex. She had an abusive, emotionally abusive ex who was friends, is obviously now ex-friends, but was friends with one of my internet friends. Um, and my internet friend and my girlfriend and her ex live a very, very far away, or lived very, very far away. And I've never done like e-dating or anything like that, but um, my friend one day texted me and was like, "Oh, hey, you're going to be going to this university. My friend is also going to this school, and she also has like a lot of interests as you. So, like, here's her contact info if y'all want to become friends, you know?"
Okay.
And I befriended this girl, who's now my girlfriend. But
Hmm.
for like a solid year, we were just friends. I thought she was cute, like on Instagram, but like, this is a random person. I never hit on people. I never was going to hit on her. I just thought she was cute and that was it. And I had a little crush on her and I just really, really liked her as a friend. And then we met and I was like, I want you.
And then it's just
And
kind of blossomed from there.
she was more upfront about it than I was. She was like I think a couple days after we met, she was like, "I have a crush on you." Um, and we started because at the time I thought I was like Arrow and Ace and shit. Nah, I was just 18. um, that's a lot of it's like I thought I was. Turns out I was just a child. um, and gradually we just became closer and stuff. And I was like, I had issues between whether or not I was feeling like romantic or platonic friend or feelings, and they were not platonic, and I love her.
And I am very glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Personally, I am Arrow, so if you had questions on that, you can feel free to ask.
I completely understand and respect people being Arrow and Ace and all of the A spectrum. Um,
Yeah, the A spec.
yeah. Um, because for a while I identified as demisexual,
Hmm.
and now I feel like that's still like a fitting term for me. I just don't really care because like I'm in a relationship. I'm monogamous. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm.
It's more of just the way I see it is labels to explain yourself to the world rather than
Yeah,
describe other people specifically.
exactly.
That's just how
It's like
labels should be.
it's like I
No,
just like
mhm,
who I like.
go ahead.
Oh, I said I just like who I like.
True, everybody's that way in one way or another.
Hmm.
But I
Yep.
don't really want to be rushing you, but I do want to get through the rest of these questions because we've been going longer than I expected.
Jesus Christ, same here.
I've just really been enjoying the conversation. This happens a lot, honestly.
Me as well. And I've enjoyed this interview and I've had so much fun so far that I don't want to stop talking.
Oh my god, I know the feeling. Like when I was talking with Cirrus on stream, a lot of the time it was like he's making real good points. I should pause the video so I can actually collect my thoughts. Wait, no, I'm not watching a video. I'm literally talking to him. It is such a surreal feeling.
Yeah.
Uh,
Plus, I
mhm.
took my ADHD medicine late. That's my excuse.
I will accept it.
Yes.
What's the most amazing natural occurrence you've witnessed?
Ooh. I think it was my cat when she had kittens.
Oh yeah?
Wait, no, 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 no. That was great. But that was my family's cat, and I about a year ago, I celebrated her Gotcha Day recently. She's actually I named my channel after her. Her name's Nana. Um, I adopted a cat, and I was going through a really rough period of my time in my life, and I was already planning on adopting a cat and like preparing and everything. But that day
Mhm.
I just decided I was going to adopt this cat. I was going to find a cat on Facebook and I wasn't sure if I was going to adopt one, but I was definitely going to look at one. So I found a cat and the lady was like, "Yeah, you know, if you can like you can come see her today." I drove 2 hours to go meet her. Absolutely fell in love with her. She is my best friend. She is the perfect animal for my lifestyle. She's an ESA, and I'm thinking about maybe training her to be a therapy cat at like hospitals and stuff. Um, but a week after I had adopted her, there was a fire at the lady who rescued her's house.
Oh
None
no.
of her animals survived, and she and her son barely made it out with their lives.
At least they made it out. Jeez.
Mhm. All of the other cats didn't make it. I think her dog survived and then ended up passing away.
That's always hard to go through. I've
Yeah.
I've lost more than a few. And I haven't forgotten them.
It's always
They've made an
hard.
impact and they're still with me in one way or another.
Mhm.
Would you ever go to space if given the chance?
Yes.
Just who wouldn't want to at least see the stars from outside the atmosphere?
Oh, yeah. I'm afraid of the moon when it gets real big. So I feel like I would be like freaking out, but it would be fun because at least I got to experience it.
I would freak the fuck out on a spacewalk because one of my biggest irrational fears is being sent adrift in space.
Oh, damn.
But like, it's clearly an irrational fear because I'm not going into space anytime soon.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know why, but I'm afraid of the moon when it gets really big.
maybe werewolves get bigger too?
Well, I also have lupus, so like maybe that's because I'm afraid of turning into a werewolf.
Oh. I
Yeah.
thought lupus meant you had a bunch of little werewolves in your bloodstream and the moon just made them angrier.
See, so the werewolves are in my bloodstream, but the moon makes them like come together and then I become a werewolf.
Oh, that's how the lycanthropy works. Thank you. I never knew that. What do you resent paying for the most?
As of now, I resent paying for 20 chicken nuggets for me and my girlfriend at Wendy's because they only gave us 10 and I kind of want that $5 back.
I would throw a raccoon at Wendy's.
I wanted to go back there, but it's like 20 minutes away and it happened last night and I called my girlfriend because I was about to leave and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to go get those nuggets." And she's like, "Dude, it's 20 minutes away for $5. Do you think that they're actually going to give them to you or are they just going to say that they don't believe you?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
Like, did you walk through the drive-through or something?
No, I drove through it. Well, I mean, not today. I didn't get the nuggets, but I just drove through the drive-through and they gave me 10 instead of 20, even though I paid for 20.
It can be so annoying, honestly.
Yeah. I also regret I guess not regret because I need it, but it still doesn't make it any less painful. I had to replace the battery on my car,
Oh yeah, I would be pretty pissed about having to replace one of those as well.
especially because my car is like barely hanging on.
Oh, I've had one of those cars too. They're not the greatest.
Nope.
What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
Cracker Barrel. I got fired from there.
Based. What'd you do?
So they have a very, very strict dress code, and at the time, I had like like the front part of my hair, like my bangs and the side pieces,
Mhm.
were dyed half pink and half blue. And at Cracker Barrel, you can't have that. You have to have naturally colored hair. So I dyed over it with brown because my natural hair color is like black slash brown, whatever you want to call it. Um, and the green, like the blue, had turned into like a green and was not coming out. So I tried everything. I tried bleaching it. I tried dyeing over it with black, dyeing over it with red, and nothing would make it come out. So my boss already hated me for that, but I wore the wrong shirt. It was supposed to be a button up with a collar that buttons down, and it was just a button up. So I got a strike for that, and I got a strike for the hair. And then I was going to pick up my PC, and I was like 16 at the time. And I guess I picked it up wrong because I permanently injured my back from it. Because I have
Oh,
some issues now, and I couldn't move for 12 hours. And so I woke up at 3 p.m. and my shift started at 2. And my boss was like, "Where are you? Your shift started an hour ago." And I was just like, I hurt myself really bad. And then I
but
didn't
you're
get
still
put on.
coming into work today, right?
See, they tried to pull that shit with me, and I was like, straight up, I just cannot. And then 2 weeks later, I was scheduled for a single shift, so I already got to like prepare my parents that I was getting fired, and I got fired.
Just love it when corporations cut you with like they don't give a shit what happens afterwards.
No, I've gotten fired from 2 jobs in my life.
Same. What change would you like to see in the VTuber community?
Hmm. I want to see more niche content.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, especially um from corpos.
That would be interesting. To see if we could
Yeah,
get what's it, Corpo VTubers to start getting into more of the niche stuff. But I would think V Shoujo members do that more than like Hollow Live or Niji Sanji.
yeah. I'm trying to think. Um, Even though I don't particularly care for that type of content, I thought it was funny that Scarla did a strip poker stream. I'm like, personally, that's
Yo,
not the type of content that it's not my cup of tea. However, with that being said, that is absolutely hilarious and that is genius.
it is pretty poggers. I
Yeah.
I do like lewd trending stuff. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, the zombie apocalypse is happening. Who are your three choices of people on your team?
Hmm.
From fact or fiction?
Ooh, that's difficult. Um, I feel like someone I would want, like I would want a zombie on my team. Like a fictional zombie. The only zombie I can think of right now that's like a fictional zombie that's also cool is Kureji Ali from uh Hololive Indonesia. I would
I
want her.
hmm. I haven't heard of them before.
Oh,
Wait,
she's
maybe I have.
insane.
Is she the
Her
one that's
design.
stitched?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I have seen her.
Hmm.
I just
See
haven't looked
her.
into her too much.
She's so cool. Um, need like a badass, some badass guy. Um, ooh. You know, I almost want to say Walter White. I almost want to say Walter White because as much as I hate him, his ingenuity is like crazy. And I've also just been on a Breaking Bad kick recently.
Fair enough. You've been told to
Um,
watch it.
and I think I would want what's the name? What's the name of the Mythbusters?
I
Jamie
don't.
Heineman. That's who I would want.
Jamie Heineman? Yeah, I'd love to have Jamie Heineman on team. Or Adam
Yeah.
Savage. I would love to talk to either
Ooh.
of them just for fun.
Yeah.
But like to have one of those on your zombie preparedness team, you're
Actually, I
probably
think
going
I
to
would
do
actually
well.
go with him. I think I would go with Adam just because I feel like he. Ooh, I don't know. That's difficult. One of
It's
the
so
Mythbusters.
difficult because like
Final
they've both
answer.
got their pros and their cons. I would say they're both pretty comparable with their technical knowledge and stuff. Part of
Yeah.
me would actually kind of lean towards Jamie because it would
Hmm.
be really, really funny to be paired up
Yeah.
with Jamie because I would be making
Hmm.
a ton of jokes, and Jamie is like the perfect straight man.
Yeah.
If you were a wrestler, what would your intro music be?
Mm, I feel like I wouldn't make a very good wrestler, so it would probably be something funny. Um, hmm. Or maybe it could just be like something really heavy as like a contrast.
Or just
You know
like
what? I'm gonna
your
go with
favorite
Baby
song?
Shark.
Baby I can respect that. What's the best piece of advice you've ever heard?
Mm, I think that the most, I guess, life-changing advice, whatever, was probably just like sink or swim, I guess. Because it's like you can sit around all day and be, I guess, like a victim of circumstance, and you can be like totally a victim of circumstance, you know? But I feel like at a certain point, like if you want to be truly happy, then you have to like do the work yourself, you know?
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to put in the effort to see the rewards.
Yeah.
Um, and last but certainly not least for the questions, what things in your life are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my cat. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my friends. Um, I like that I put my cat first. Um, I'm grateful for, I guess, just like the privilege of being able to go to school for the things that I'm passionate and the ability to pursue what I want to pursue. Um, I'm grateful for my car, even though it sucks. I'm very grateful. I grew up going to private school, but my family was very poor. I'm grateful for growing up poor.
Honestly, yeah, I think if I grew up rich, I'd be a very different person.
Same.
Glad I turned out the way I am. That's
Mhm.
that's the big thing for me.
Yeah. I'm grateful for little bugs. They're really cute. I'm grateful for birds. They're also really cute. And fish.
Oh, this has been a very, very pleasant conversation. I've really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, same.
But we have come to the end of the list of questions.
Yes.
So, would you like to shout yourself out one last time before the end of the video?
Yes. Shout out to me. If anybody wants to check out any of my content and stuff, I will be making more stuff. I have been on kind of a little bit of a hiatus because I got really sick. I'm still kind of sick. It's been going on for like a month, but I'm also moving, so I won't be uploading very consistently. But if anybody wants to check out my content, then my YouTube channel and my Twitch, or not Twitch, Twitter are the same. Nana Hyaku 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So, everybody, definitely check them out. Keep your eyes peeled for when that content does start dripping out.
Drip.
Drip, drip. Alrighty. Thank you again for coming on, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much for having me on, and you too as well.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Honestly, very enjoyable conversation, and a promise is a promise. Let's hear this first one. 30 seconds. Let's check it out.
I wrote a song. We're getting better. That's a feeling I can't remember. Counting worms. Ah.
Oh, that was pretty cute. That was pretty cute. But that was the gag. That was the gag song. But rather also I don't think I should play the full song she sent me, but I will share a snippet and my reactions. Let's see how it goes. It is a cover, Tsunami cover. I'm so bad at remembering. But it's titled He Can't Keep Getting Away with It.
Coming at you, coming round again. Shake it up when I step in. Richter scale 10. Storm and thunder going under. Yeah, I get intense. No remorse, full force head. I should have said still waters run deep. Nothing is ever what it seems. As you stare in disbelief. We're going up, going down, spinning around, round, around. I'm sorry if I come on a bit too strong. That's how we do things where I'm from. And why settle for less than number one? I'm taking names, making waves. Hey, hey. Fire, wind, and earth can't stop me. I'm a natural disaster tsunami.
Okay, I will just keep vibing to the rest of that song if I keep playing it, but I don't want to I don't want to spoil the entire song. Holy shit, where's that music video?